Welcome to this morning's webinar. My name is Carrie McClellan. I'm the Outreach Manager for ElderHelp, and I will be helping to facilitate this webinar. Today we have a very important topic on fall prevention, and the title specifically is Safe Steps to Prevent Falls. I will be introducing our guest speaker in just a moment. But before I do, just to give you a little brief about ElderHelp, and it's a special thank you to Northwestern Mutual, who is sponsoring today's webinar. They're a partner in purpose with us this year, and we're grateful for our community partners. So thank you, Northwestern Mutual. So our mission at ElderHelp is to provide personalized services and information to help seniors remain independent and live with dignity in their own homes. So we want to ultimately help older adults continue to age in place safely and successfully for as long as possible. We have been supporting seniors in the San Diego community for over 49 years. We have a variety of core services that we provide. Our information and referral service is open to anybody who is looking for resources. So you are always welcome to call, and we're happy to connect you with resources that might be available to help you or your loved one. We offer Are You Okay check-in calls so that we can make sure that individuals, especially if they're living alone, have somebody checking in with them and that they're doing all right. We offer transportation through our Seniors A Go-Go volunteer driving program. We offer care coordination services through social workers as well as volunteer support. And we have a housing services team that helps with quite a bit of navigating the affordable housing and the different options that might be available within our community, including a shared housing program through ElderHelp. And these webinars, like today, are brought to you through our Family Caregiver Support Program. And really, we're looking to educate family caregivers on a variety of topics related to your role. We also recognize that there are many people who might not be in a family caregiver role, but are learning about different topics and wanting to gain understanding and education as well. So anybody is always welcome to attend. We partner with Alzheimer's San Diego and Southern Caregiver Resource Center to reach more people in our community and provide collective support. So for today's topic, I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, and I'll share a little bit about Jasmine. So Jasmine Zepeda has a background in kinesiology and gerontology and has over 9 years of experience working with seniors in several client-centered settings. Working as a physical therapy aide and as a certified chair yoga and gentle yoga teacher for seniors, she has seen firsthand the importance of movement and the dangers that falls and injuries can present. Jasmine is the program coordinator for ElderHelp and currently leads ElderHelp's Home Safety and Maintenance Program. She is also a member of the San Diego Fall Prevention Task Force. Jasmine enjoys working with clients to provide services and resources to help them remain independent and live with dignity in their own homes. She loves being able to pursue her passion for working with and advocating for the health and safety of seniors. And I enjoy working alongside Jasmine, and she has a great expertise. And so I look forward to her presenting on today's topic. So Jasmine, welcome.
Thank you so much, Carrie. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Sure. So I'm going to give you the control so that you are able to advance the slides, and I will be here to support if needed.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to this presentation on fall prevention for older adults. My name is Jasmine Zepeda, and as Carrie mentioned, I work for ElderHelp of San Diego. Today, I'm representing the San Diego Fall Prevention Task Force. Throughout this presentation, I will be sharing information on what you can do, what you or a loved one can do to prevent falls, and what can put you at risk for falling. You have all been muted, but if you have any questions, Please make sure to note them down, as there will be time at the end of the presentation for questions and answers. We may also ask you to respond in the question box, as Carrie mentioned, which can be accessed at the bottom or the right of your screen, depending on how you're joining us today. Before we get started, I do want to quickly gauge how falls have affected you or a loved one. Take a moment to reflect on if you've fallen or almost fallen in the past year. Where were you? What were you doing when you fell? And did you experience an injury during this time? So just take a moment to think about that. And maybe think of ways you could have prevented that fall. So take a moment here. With the nature of this webinar, we will have you put those answers in the question box, and Carrie will kindly read these out. So take a moment there. Maybe start to think of ways that you know now that can help prevent. Could have prevented that fall or a fall that you witnessed.
So feel free to type those in. And I know before the presentation, we did have somebody share that they have had a fall, and others in their lives have had a fall as well by tripping over the barrier next to the curb where cars kind of park up against in a parking lot. And I know I myself have had that same fall, so it definitely is an area of concern. But if anybody has anything else they want to share, feel free to do so.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I don't see anything else coming in at this time.
Okay. All right, well, we can go ahead and move forward. All right, to address the issue of falls, we need to clearly define what they are. The World Health Organization defines a fall as an event which results in a person coming to rest unintentionally on the ground or floor or lower level. There are many common myths about older adults, and the first being muscle and flexibility can't be regained. We do lose muscle mass as we age. However, exercise can partially restore strength and flexibility, and it's never too late to start an exercise program. Even if you've been a couch potato your whole life, becoming active now can benefit you in so many ways. That second one is, if I limit my activity, I won't fall. Some people believe that the best way to prevent falls is to stay at home and limit their activity, and it's not true. Performing physical activities will actually help you stay independent, as your strength and range of motion benefit from remaining active. Social activities are also good for your overall health. The third, if I stay home, I can avoid falling. And over half of all falls actually take place in home, which we'll also talk about later. Lastly, falling is something normal that happens as you get older. Falling is not a normal part of aging. Falls can actually be very prevented, and you have the power to reduce your risk. Some quick fall statistics. Falls are a serious problem, and older adults are even more at risk. Falls are the leading cause of injury and death among those over the age of 65. 1 out of 4 older adults will fall each year in the United States, making falls a public health concern. There are many risk factors for falls, some of which we will explore today, but falling once nearly doubles your chances of falling again, making history falls a risk factor. For many older adults, falling becomes this vicious cycle. What often happens after an older adult falls is that they develop this fear of falling. And then falling can be a traumatic experience, especially if it results in injury. Because the older adult is afraid of falling again, they limit their activity, and prolonged sedentary behavior, which we'll talk about more next, can lead to decreased muscle mass, muscle strength and balance, both of which can increase fall risk, which starts the cycle all over again. Now, our goal is to break this cycle. The good news is that some of the most effective ways to prevent falls are simple and low to no cost. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, recommends 4 steps that you can take to prevent falls and stay independent. Speak up, keep moving, check your eyes, and make your home safer. Today we'll be sharing with you how these steps can help solve some of the problems that contribute to older adults. The first of these problems that we'll discuss is medical conditions and medications. As we age, we can develop more medical conditions, which increases our fall risk. For example, diabetes can affect the ability of your feet to feel the ground due to nerve damage, which is a condition known as neuropathy. Poor health, especially combined with limited activity and the inability to move around, can put us at a higher risk for experiencing a fall. Medications to treat medical conditions, including dementia, can cause dizziness, drowsiness, problems with balance, and a drop in blood pressure when you stand up, also known as postural hypotension. To lower, oh my goodness. To lower your risk of experiencing a fall due to medical conditions or medications, that first solution is to speak up. Talk to your healthcare provider about how to best manage your medical conditions, about what medications can put you at risk for falling. It is recommended that everyone, regardless of age, keep and maintain a medication list. This should include all over-the-counter and prescribed medications, supplements, drops, and herbal products. If you notice signs of memory loss, schedule an appointment with your healthcare provider. Many Americans with Alzheimer's disease and related dementias do not know they have it, and people with dementia are 4 to 5 times more likely to fall than older adults who do not have cognitive impairment. Because our time with our healthcare providers can be limited, it's important to come prepared to ask questions about your health and fall risk. The San Diego Fall Prevention Task Force has created a pamphlet with a lot of helpful information and resources, including a list of questions that can help start a conversation between you and your healthcare provider about your medications, health conditions, need for referrals, and physical activity. Some of these questions include, how can my health affect my risk of falling? Can my medications contribute to a fall? Should I be taking nutritional supplements? And can physical activity reduce my risk? Okay. As mentioned previously, 1 out of every 4 older adults falls each year, but less than half tell their doctors about it. Your healthcare provider can provide a wide range of functional assessments to assess your leg strength, endurance, balance, and mobility. To quickly assess your fall risk right now, ask yourself these 3 questions. Have you fallen in the past year? Do you feel unsteady when standing or walking? Do you worry about falling? And again, these are questions that can be asked at any age for anyone. A yes to any of these questions indicates that you are at an increased risk of falling, and further assessment by your healthcare provider is strongly recommended. The second problem that can contribute to falls among older adults is inactivity and the fear of falling. Physical inactivity is a major risk factor for falls. When we don't move and live a sedentary lifestyle, our strength, balance, reaction can all gradually decrease. Unfortunately, we're starting to see the devastating effects that the COVID-19 pandemic has had on the physical activity levels of older adults. A recent national poll found that more than a third of the people between the ages of 50 and 80 experienced a decline in physical activity in the pandemic's first 10 months. More than a quarter reported being in worse physical condition now than before the pandemic, and many of these adults also reported an increased fear of falling. If someone is afraid of falling, they may start to walk differently, and this can make them more likely to fall. You may be wondering what that looks like. Someone who does not have a fear of falling could walk on a narrow strip on the floor with good form and at a normal pace. They would be confident in how they walk and have a slight arm swing, and you'd be able to look straight ahead at their path. But imagine if that same strip of floor, up 10 feet above a creek that is infested with alligators, what would happen? The fear would cause their muscles to tighten. They would take small steps, perhaps even shuffle their feet. They would look down instead of straight ahead. Going back to the cycle that we talked about earlier, the fear of falling can lead to inactivity, decreased muscle strength, and imbalance. But it can also have non-visible effects such as social isolation, anxiety, and depression. To lower your risk of falling due to inactivity, try to engage in activities that improve balance and strengthen your legs. Aside from the physical benefits, exercise and movement can also help boost your confidence and improve your mental health. The CDC recommends at least 150 minutes of activity, 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity activity, such as brisk walking, at least 2 days a week of activities that strengthen leg muscles, and activities to improve balance, such as standing on one foot. If you're not currently physically active, try to incorporate it into your daily routine by setting a daily goal of walking to the mailbox or block, then build these recommendations up over time. It can also be something like being more aware of how you sit down in a chair. So trying to engage your muscles as you slowly take a seat instead of plopping down into a chair. If you have a fear of falling, there are several ways to overcome it. Talk to your healthcare provider, physical therapist, occupational therapist. Consider joining a Matter of Balance, a program designed to reduce the fear of falling and increase activity levels among older adults. Stay as physically active as possible. If a fear of falling is interfering with your ability to be active or starting to weigh on your mental health, please seek professional help from a counselor. Including exercises that improve your strength, balance, and core, and flexibility are key to prevent falls. Chair stands are a great exercise for your core, legs, thighs. You can easily do them at home. You can see that illustration of how to do this exercise on the screen. You can repeat this exercise 10 to 15 times. And again, if this is too much, start with 1 to 2 a day and work yourself up. The more we move, the more capable we are of moving. Right, now footwear. Footwear is also an important consideration. Shoes that are generally safe are those that fit well, are comfortable, and are in good condition. Heels or thick-soled shoes, like the ones shown here, can be hard for you to feel the ground. Flip-flops and backless slippers do not hold your foot in place and should be avoided. Flat loafers with minimal heel and a firm slip-resistant sole are ideal to wear inside and outside the home. The third problem contributing to fall risk that we'll cover is poor vision. The problem, as I mentioned, that can contribute to falls is poor vision. Between the ages of 40 and 65, our eyes can go through significant changes. By age 65, 1 in 3 Americans will have a vision-impairing eye disease. According to the National Institutes of Health, poor vision affects balance and increases the risk of falls and fractures in older adults. More than half of individuals 65 and older with severe vision impairment reported having a fall in the previous year. Eye conditions like glaucoma or cataracts can limit your vision, making it difficult to navigate your home and community safely. Additionally, people with dementia can have visual difficulties. Dementia affects the parts of the brain that handles visual information coming from the eyes. Dementias that have a direct impact on vision are Lewy body dementia, Alzheimer's, and vascular dementia.
Jasmine, just tell me when you want to advance the slides. I'll be your.
Perfect. Thank you, Carrie. Okay. It's important to get your eyes dilated at least once a year to reduce the risk of irreversible vision loss, and update your glasses if needed. Though not mentioned on this slide, we do want to emphasize the importance of having your hearing checked as well. A loss of hearing can cause dizziness and balance problems. And because age-related hearing loss is common, those 60 and over should have a hearing screening on an annual basis. For a person with vision loss associated with dementia, using color contrast can highlight the important objects in a room and make the environment clearer for them to see. The next problem, you can advance, Carrie. Thank you. That last problem we'll address today, contributing to fall risk, and a problem we try to address constantly through our home and safety maintenance program at ElderHelp, is environmental hazards, particularly in and around the home. Certain hazards in our environment have the potential to cause falls, and while falls can happen anywhere, they most often occur in the home. So take a look at this picture, and can you identify any fall hazards? You can take a moment here to input your answers into that question box, and Carrie will be able to see those and read those out. So looking at that photo, do you see anything that can potentially be a fall hazard?
So first, it looks like cords.
Yeah, great. Of course, cords, tripping hazard. That's a great one.
The cat.
Yes, definitely. Cats, dogs, pets. Can't tell you how many times I've almost fallen with my dog out on a walk.
Another answer is the stuff on the stairs.
Definitely clutter.
Wrinkled rugs.
Yeah, great. Rugs. Great, those are all great. Thank you everyone for sharing. We can go ahead and go on to the next slide. The safer you can make your home, the better. So talk to a physical therapist, occupational therapist, or ElderHelp's home safety and maintenance team about what you can do to make your home safer. There are several home safety checklists available online that point out easy, low to no cost home modifications room by room. Our home safety and maintenance team can also complete home safety assessments if you feel safer doing so. With that, some examples of ways to make your home safer might be things like in the kitchen, you can keep items that you use frequently within reach on lower shelves or on the counter to minimize strain. On stairs, you can apply reflective or anti-skid tape at the top and the bottom of stairs and fix any broken or uneven steps in or outside the home. In the bedroom, you can adjust your bed height to a comfortable position to make it easier to get in and out of bed. It's also important to keep your walkways and rooms well lit. Changes in levels of light can be disorienting, especially for someone living with dementia. Create an even level by adding extra lights and entries, side landings, and areas between rooms, stairways, and bathrooms. Slide. Tools to help you. In addition to making simple home modifications, there are also several tools that can help you complete daily activities so you will be less likely to fall. Walkers and canes can help improve stability inside and outside the home. These should be fitted by a physical or occupational therapist to ensure that they're at the correct height. Handrails and grab bars can improve mobility and offer extra support when walking and transferring in and out of the shower or tub. Rubber mats and bath chairs can protect individuals from slippery surfaces in the shower. Some less common known tools that are available are a handheld shower nozzle for those who need to sit in the shower, reaching aids, like a grabber here to access hard to reach items, because using a step stool to access an item is actually not advised. Emergency response systems, which allow you to call for help should you fall. This is also an option, and it's especially good for those who live alone. Next slide. All right, to recap, the 4 steps that the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, recommends to prevent falls and stay independent are: speak up by talking with your healthcare provider about your health, medications, and risk of falling. Keep moving by engaging in activities that improve balance and strength. Check your eyes by getting a dilated eye exam every year. Make your home safer by identifying and removing fall hazards in and around your home. Next slide. And before we conclude, I do want to share some resources, including programs and sources to reliable information about older adult falls and how to prevent them. Next slide. The San Diego Fall Prevention Task Force is a group of senior service providers, community members, and healthcare providers who collaborate monthly on different fall prevention initiatives, events, and awareness campaigns. They do have a website listed here, www.sandiegofallprevention.org, where you can find more information and resources, including a video library on fall prevention topics. You can also find more information about the meeting schedule if you'd like to get involved. Next slide. The County of San Diego and other community partners provide several evidence-based fall prevention programs, both online and in person. And evidence-based programs are those that have been proven through research to help older adults reduce the risk of falling. These can include those listed here, which are Tai Chi moving for better balance, and Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention, A Matter of Balance, and Bingo Size. Slide. Some other health and wellness programs that address important components of fall prevention, like physical activity and managing one's health, are the Feeling Fit Club and Healthier Living program. Feeling Fit Club is a functional fitness program that includes strength, balance, flexibility, and endurance exercises. These classes meet in person and online. For those wanting to watch a pre-recorded video version of the program, you can also access that on TV and on San Diego's YouTube page. The Healthier Living program consists of a series of 6 workshops that meet once a week for 2.5 hours. Workshops are led by 2 peer leaders and address topics such as how to communicate effectively with members of the healthcare team, how to manage fatigue and pain, how to properly manage medications, and so forth. There are 3 curriculums listed here: chronic disease, diabetes, and chronic pain. Finally, I do want to share some resources where you can find reliable, accurate information about older adult falls and fall prevention overall. These include the National Council on Aging, listed here, which doubles as the National Fall Prevention Resource Center. And it works to increase public awareness about the risk of falls and supports the implementation and dissemination of evidence-based falls prevention programs and strategies across the nation. On their website, you can take the Falls Free Checkup to assess your risk. There's also STEADY here, Stopping Elderly Accidents, Deaths, and Injuries, which is a CDC Injury Center initiative that provides a suite of tools and resources tailored to providers as well as patients and caregivers. On their website, you can find handouts, fact sheets, and other useful tools. So there are endless resources. Next slide. And lastly, I do want to end this presentation by sharing a resource I think anyone can benefit from, not just those at risk for falling, and this is Vial of Life. The Vial of Life is a magnetized plastic sleeve that can be attached to your refrigerator door, and inside the sleeve is a form that you can complete with important information for first responders to access in the event of a medical emergency or fall. Items you can list include your health conditions or disabilities, current medications and immunizations, any allergies, your physician and emergency contacts, and the location of an advanced healthcare directive if applicable, as well as insurance details. Also included in the sleeve is a sticker that you can place on your front door or window to notify first responders to look for Vial of Life on your refrigerator door. To request a Vial of Life, you can email Healthier Living Program here at that website, at that email, or call the number listed there. Okay. Slide. Thank you. Thank you for your time. That concludes this presentation. So thank you, and we will open it up for questions.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. There's so many helpful tips and resources that were shared. So I'm sure people were jotting things down, but I will be sharing in the follow-up email, I'll share the links to all of the resources that Jasmine did talk about. So rest assured you will have all of those. But thank you so much, Jasmine, and thanks for dealing with the technical issues that we get to enjoy in this virtual world, but all good. If anybody has any questions, sure, feel free to type them in, and I will be happy to help to facilitate that. I think there were a couple of things that came in. One question that did come in during the presentation: is it true that bathrooms are the #1 room where most falls happen?
I don't know if bathrooms are. I do know that homes are over 50%, but I don't know the exact stat on the room type. That's a good question, though.
Yeah. And I think just to add to that, I believe it is because of the water aspect. So the water, it makes things slippery, and then also kind of going in and out of a bathtub or a shower when you're changing surfaces, that might be. So I know we definitely recommend having like non-slip mats when you're coming out of the shower or a bath so that it's not slippery. But yeah, great question. Any other questions? We did have a couple of people share other situations where they did have a fall a little bit earlier on. So one person said that they tripped on a throw rug. Another said that they stepped off a curb into the street and fell into the street completely. And they were unhurt. They were in their 30s. So
yeah, I know they can happen anywhere, anytime. It's yeah.
I don't see any other questions coming in, but while we wait to see, I'm just going to move the slide forward. Thank you again, Jasmine, for sharing your expertise and the Fall Prevention Task Force resources that are available. And again, thank you to Northwestern Mutual for sponsoring today's webinar. We're so appreciative of your support on this important topic for our community. And Jasmine and I are both members of the Fall Prevention Task Force here in San Diego. And if you are available and would like to come, there is going to be an in-person event 1 week from today, so on Thursday, September 22nd. And we will be there representing ElderHelp and participating in the event. So if you're able to come, stop by and say hello to us. I will share a copy of this flyer in the follow-up email as well. And it will be taking place at Park de la Cruz Community Center from 8:30 to 12:30 p.m. So there's going to be a lot of good information from presentations, but also some assessments and then the resource fair. So feel free to stop by, and it looks like there is the registration link. I'll include that in the email as well. but we'd love to see you. And then it looks like one more question came in about the Mr. Beam's lights. Do you have any suggestions for those, Jasmine? I feel like our clients have benefited from those.
Yes, there's actually ones you can put in or outside your home that are motion detected. I can provide information on the specifics, but just general motion light sensored LED lights that you can put in the walkways. But Mr. Beams is a great resource. Those are ones that we have ordered through Home and Safety Maintenance Program for ElderHelp. There's also the ones that you can put outside that are more of that slim light detection where it's motion censored. So when you're walking outside and it's dark or going in and out of your home, you can use. And those can be placed again outside the home, in the home, just to kind of provide that extra light, especially for getting up in the middle of the night. Making sure that you have those motion censored lights can be helpful. So it can sense when you're walking and help provide that light. But in terms of specific ones, I mean, I can provide, I think Home Depot has a great Mr. Beams option there. So they have a set of 6 that you can purchase and you can put them all throughout your home.
Wonderful, thank you. And I'll just leave it up on this slide for a couple of moments. If anybody has any general questions or would like to learn more about ElderHelp's programs, you're welcome to go to our website, elderhelpofsandiego.org, or give us a call at 619-284-9281. If you are interested in being automatically notified of all of our upcoming webinars, you can do so by letting me know. So my email address is on the screen here, or you can simply reply to the email that I send as a follow-up, and I would be happy to add you to that list so that you automatically get notified of whatever webinars are coming up. And we do have a variety of topics that we offer throughout the year. So if there are any other questions, feel free to type them in and we'll be happy to answer them. And we're so grateful that you were able to join today and learn more about how you can prevent falls, and hopefully also share some of the resources with others in your life who might not have been able to attend or may not have the capabilities of attending. Hopefully you can share those tangible resources with them as well. It doesn't look like we have any other questions coming in. So Jasmine, again, thank you so much for your time and sharing that very helpful presentation with all of us. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your day and stay safe. Fall prevention is important all year long.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here.